Is there a statement that you would like me to release for you on my channel?
I guess Dylan finally realized what he was getting into with that Christy girl and whatever, and found out what she was all about. And on top of that, Armchair Detective, we never had any contact with him. Chris has never had any contact with him. We've never been on his channel. We've never been on his Patreon, nothing like that. So I don't know where you're getting all this from, but it's not us.
Okay. Yeah, I know that was a hot topic tonight in my chat. Someone specifically asked me if I could get a statement from you guys.
I'm sitting here on my couch watching a basketball game right now, so no, I'm not on this channel.
I thought I was going to get a break. I thought, done my bit, don't need to say anything else. And then last night happened. Magic. What I want to do in this video is to go through what Alan said and show people how narcissists will sidetrack and how narcissists will get out of the blatant truth and the blatant proof of something that they've tried to get out of. But obviously, one thing you need to know about narcissists is they will never give up the fight. They will do anything, because a lot of us with morals and ethics and who are normal, we're not all normal, but we've got morals, we've got ethics, we've got empathy, we've got remorse, compassion. You know, if we do something wrong, most of the time we'll kind of go, okay, look, I'm so sorry, I did it because of this, I did it because of that. But they can't, because that would just injure them too badly. And their whole fake persona, their whole image, their whole life is built up around this fake persona that they're showing you on screen, whether they're showing you it as a boyfriend or a partner or a wife or husband. If you actually expose a narcissist, they are dead, because that is just the same as death to them. You have literally ripped off their mask and you've just said there, look, narcissists will never ever give up, never. They will lie and lie to cover a lie, to cover a lie, to cover a lie. And this is what Alan Vinnicome is still doing now. You know, the proof is out there, but I want you to listen to how Armchair Detective, Alan Vinnicome, biggest scammer on YouTube, I want you to listen to how he gets out of it. Any subscribers that are on the fence, any subs that are wondering, well, he said it wasn't him and I'm so biased towards him because I've never seen anything and I think he's such a nice guy and I don't understand him. He's this little old man that sits with his dog Winston. He's been so nice. You need to stop being biased. I want you to start looking into why he does these things. And it's also good for your knowledge, for your protection for future. So if you ever do come across anybody in your future that's lying compulsive, and compulsive means they would lie about what type of bread sandwich they've just had. Oh, I had a brown bread sandwich. No, you didn't. You had a white bread sandwich. No, I didn't. I had a brown bread sandwich. Why would you lie about what kind of bread you've had? But this is how a compulsive liar lives their lives. But they will lie about anything because they can, and that's what they've done their whole lives. It's alien to us because we've been who we are our whole lives, and they've been who they are their whole lives. And when we meet in that middle, we're like looking at somebody who is not from this planet. And then they're looking at us like we're not from this planet because we're two different species. But again, Alan will lie and cover his lies with another lie and another lie. So I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to start playing the video, and I'm going to stop occasionally and explain to you how he's got out of this recent,
I'm going to call it, I don't even know what to call it. Epiphany? No. Truth? Proof. Anyway. Okay, let's go.
But in order to stop people taking over my chat and asking me about Ronnie, let's just look at clarity for a change. When I introduced Blair to the channel, she's not real, she's made up, she's in a cellar, she can't be real, there's no way she's talking to Chris. No. Now, after 6 weeks, yes, she's real. Yes, the letters to Chris are real. This is from their side. Yeah, and she's got emails from him. But he's not talking to him anymore. You see the fallback lie every time.
She she's not real. Chris never spoke to her. She doesn't even know him. She hasn't got any letters. She hasn't got emails.
And now it's, okay, Blair, yeah, but he's not talking to her anymore. So that's the number one person. So if you want to believe anybody, I'd believe me over a woman that says Shanann killed the children and was drunk. Personally, that's what I would believe, as a neutral. Whose word are you going to take? Somebody that believes only she's right and everyone else is nuts and liars? Or Blair, who you've heard and proven and showed you her letters?
That's not a good recommendation, Alan, to trust you. It's the fact that maybe people believe now that Blair was real. It doesn't mean that Blair's still not a scammer. It doesn't mean that Blair isn't faking the letters. It doesn't mean that Blair isn't doing this or Blair isn't doing that or Blair hasn't got her own reasons for coming on your shit show. It just means that now she's a real person. What has that got to do with Ronnie? See, this is what they do. They will put the beam of light onto somebody else, and that's what he's doing to start with. A normal, honest person who has basically been caught out. In fact, that doesn't actually go. A normal, honest person that has just been caught out. It's like mixing oil and water. See, he's got himself in this position with all this drama, because that's what happens with narcissists. They attract drama because they are drama. Because what he's done is created such a huge fantasy, reality, drama for his channel. There's no way that he could ever back down. And like I said at the beginning, they will never, ever, ever back down. So they will start talking about all the good things they've done. If anybody out there, again, who's listening to this, who's with a narcissist, or has been with one, or is whatever, about to get into a relationship one, working with one, start looking at things that they say. They will always start off by putting the light on someone else and telling you what good things they've done and how true this was, and didn't I do well here, and didn't I do good there. See, the trouble is with them, they have got no critical thinking. We all know that we can be nice one day and nasty and next. We all know that everybody can, lie one day, whether it be a little white lie or a really pathological lie. We all know that from day to day people are different. Their thinking's black and white. You either are or you aren't. You're either wrong or you're right. You're either, fake or you're not fake. There's no grey area with narcissists. So what he's trying to do is point out everything he's done right. So guess what? That makes him a good person. No. Just because, again, you've done a few things right doesn't mean that is who you are.
But if you're going to serve people rubbish, you should probably tell them on the menu. That's depressing. You don't give a hoot about your customer. You're serving them crap food. You're actually having a laugh. You're taking people's money.
But even Fernande Pierre, or Pierre Fernande, whatever his name is, from the restaurant inspector, who is high up, is somebody that you will never ever reach to that goal in your career. Somebody who runs the Ivy, is a celebrity chef, who has done law, who's owned restaurants all over the world, has TV programs about himself. He's reviewing you. You're reviewing Kim, and he's reviewing you. Who should we actually put our faith into the most? Who should we think, I believe Fernande Pierre, whatever his name is, because he is high up there, and when he reviews people who are crap, who are conning scammers, I would believe his word over your word over Kim, because you don't have very good credentials, Alan, Vinnicome. You don't have a very good past to be pointing the finger at someone else who's done one thing that you will not forget about, that you keep going on and on and on and on and on, droning on about Kim saying what she said about Shanann. That's all you've got. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to manipulate people watching this. As a narcissist, what they try to do is, again, take the heat off themselves and put it onto somebody else. And also what you're about to talk about is Blair, Heather or Blair, whatever her name is, and she's really stupid enough for getting involved in this in the first place. And she'd grow up and stop putting bloody letters of, cease and desist out everywhere. It's a bit silly. If you're going to play with shit, you're going to get dirty, girl. So he's now talking about how honest he is, because Blair was true. Blair's telling the truth. Blair's a real person. Blair really gets letters. Blair does this. Blair does that. telling the truth 3 times and lying 52 times does not make you a good person, Alan. You can't keep throwing in the good things that you've done to try and outshadow and overshadow the things that you've done that are bad. So let's continue.
Whose word are you going to take? Somebody that believes only she's right and everyone else is nuts and liars?
Currently, I run an escort agency for prostitutes and I take a cut.
It got spotted by an eagle-eyed, I don't know, somebody got it, and it crucified me on the net with it. Oh, you pervert and all that stuff. Yeah, you thought it was the end of the world,
Because I was doing some research on this. One troll tonight said, I'm waiting outside your house. I'm going to kill you and put you in a body bag. They're inciting people to murder. Alpine Stroll, I know where you live. And who's supporting them? A public figure, Junior. Junior's supporting these people to do this stuff.
They're trying to get me killed.
and I'm going to release everything I know. And you won't like it.
Things go better with coke.
I'm an Armchair detective, but I was an agent for MI5. Really, I was. Joke. That was former MI5. I said I was former. It's a joke. Former MI5. I've never been in MI5. I wait for Tammy to turn up from the FBI. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Tammy. Hello, the governor of the prison. There is no Tammy Lee working with me, I promise you. And she would not come on here.
I don't talk nasty things about any other creators. I don't believe in it, and I don't do it.
Scott, bro, he's a lawyer, right? Scott Rach. He doesn't like me. I think it's because I got subs. Critical K channel, which is like Shanann Basher of the Year. I know.
Paralytic, you want a beer? And he goes on, and he doesn't even know the camera's still on. What are you doing, 411? You come across as this self-righteous bloke. There's nothing wrong. That's stupid. You stupid other channel.
Welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime.
I am the most trusted. Load of bollocks to say. It's so stupid, this other channel is going, I'm the true everything, though. Or Blair, who you've heard and proven and showed you her letters, is a real person. And even Cindy Watt says she's real.
What's that got to do with Ronnie? What's that? What's that to do with Ronnie? That could be a good title there. What's that to do with Ronnie? Continue.
Now, Cindy Watts and Ronnie Watts better watch it, because they're not exactly popular on YouTube at the moment. By saying, Ronnie, that Shanann is evil, you made yourself a lot of ex-friends. I wouldn't come out making statements if I were you. Not at this time.
See, Alan, I understand why you have to kind of speak like that. What Ronnie says about Shanann, what anybody's opinion of somebody else is, says she with opinions, but hey, it's different. What has it got to do with you? So you've inserted yourself so deep up the arse of this case that you cannot see the light. Your voice echoes in the depths of the darkness that you've literally thrown yourself into. You don't even know whether you're coming or going or riding a scooter with the amount of lies, the amount of people that you're introducing. All these people that are coming on your channel, sorry, I'm kind of digressing here. They're all in it for something, Armchair. You're all, excuse the pun, you're all wanking each other's egos, aren't you? This is not for children. I shall have to make sure I put that. Because that's all you're doing. You're all coming on here. You've got your Cadell, you've got your Chrissy, Dylan, you've got... I can't even work out. It's like a script from Coronation Street. If you're English, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or Prisoner Cell Block H. Alan, stop with the shit circus show. You really are starting to slightly irritate a few people.
When your hero, Cray Cray's got a woman on there, a best friend.
See, you really have to analyse what, for instance, what he's just said there. First of all, we know narcissists will embellish things. And by saying about Ronnie and Cindy that their hero is Kim, that's coming from Armchair Detective. Ronnie and Cindy never have, as far as I know, have called Kim their hero. So narcissists will embellish words. you've got to look out for the embellishment, guys. Please watch out for these things, because this is what we need to look for. And any subscribers watching this that might be on the fence thinking, you know, I want you to really look at what AD says. First of all, obviously he says there that Ronnie and Cindy is their hero. No, they're little things. They're just tiny little things like that that may not seem worth talking about. It's like, well, Valley said hero. But it's a drip, 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 drip thing with a narcissist. Oh, excuse the noise outside. I've got a garage. Any need. Yes, it's working. The engine's fine. Yes? Lovely, thank you. Where was I? So they will embellish things, and after a while you're taking this in. Anybody watching Armchair Detective will subconsciously take these things in their heads, and they don't realize it. It's not conscious thought, it's a subconscious thought. So the word hero that he's dropping in there, it's just putting a very bad light onto Ronnie, and also bringing up this Shazam woman. Yeah, obviously we know this Shazam woman is a bloody nightmare, and she needs taking off, and she needs therapy big time. What has got to do with Ronnie? What has this got to do with... See, what you're doing is you're talking about Kim. So obviously we've got that beam of light going on to Kim away from you. Then it goes from Kim onto this Shazam woman. You are talking in riddles. You're word salading. You're trying to direct the conversation. You need to talk about something. You need to address the situation. But this is how narcissists address the situation, is they talk about every single thing around the issue. The issue's here, and they will sidestep it all the time. Talk about anybody and anything else, talk about all the truths that they've said and all the good things they've done, but they will never ever address the subject. And then by the end of it, you're all confused. You think you've had a conversation about something, you walk away and you think, I don't know if I'm any wiser. Did he actually say sorry? Did he actually address the problem? But people don't see it, it's smoke and mirrors. So by focusing on everybody else that Kim knows, don't trust Kim because Kim's friends with Shazam, and don't trust Kim because, well, don't trust you, Alan. You haven't got a bloody good past. Why should we trust any of you? You're a shit show. You create a completely brand new bloody character every bloody day. Breaking news, breaking news. You got more fucking breaking news on your channel than CNN. Let's continue.
Ghost. I don't really want to talk about them anymore, but I watched the chat before I started work. And that's all you want to talk about. And I don't want to talk about it. After tonight is finished, okay?
After tonight is finished, doesn't want to talk about it anymore. That's his way of saying, I don't want to talk about it anymore because I've got nothing else to say, because I'm a liar. I've done wrong. You know, Ronnie's right. I'm actually not talking to Chris. I'm actually not in touch with Ronnie. Oops, what am I going to do? I know what I'll do. I'll just tell them that we're not talking about it. I ban these people's names from my channel. That's one way of addressing the situation, is by silencing people. Stopping freedom of speech, which Alan does a lot, because obviously if sometimes you watch his lives, literally 50% of his comments are deleted. It could be something like, you know, Alan, your hair's parted in the wrong direction. Just delete, blocked. I mean, it's absolutely bloody crazy. The amount of puppet mastering that goes on in Alan's life to create the super duper character that he's got. He's you're a caricature of yourself now. I'm going to stop going off on one. But really stop pointing the finger at everybody else. But you still haven't mentioned Ronnie's. You still haven't mentioned what Ronnie said. See, this is it. Let's see if he mentions what Ronnie said, because that's what we're here to talk about, it. What Ronnie said.
I'll rebuff this lot, but that's it. I won't mention her. I don't want to talk about her. That's what she wants.
If you want to believe her, believe her. It's up to you. And it's not confusing. How can you believe a liar like that? She says...
That's all I want to say, really.
She says Shanann killed the children, and you want to believe her. Ronnie says Shanann's evil, but...
Has anyone seen any proof anywhere that Ronnie has said Shanann is evil? Exaggerations again, see? Alan, just try and bring it in a little tiny bit into the truth if you can, because you're getting a bit carried away with your embellishment and your lies. I don't know if I've ever heard or seen, I could be wrong, guys. If I'm wrong, right, Can you put a little clip or a comment or something in the comment box and say that Ronnie did say that Shanann was evil? Because again, it's the drip, drip, drip. People are hearing this, Alan. You're feeding this shit out to your subscribers, and it could be a lie. I've never heard Ronnie say that firstly Kim was, you know, his hero or Shanann was evil. We know that there was obviously rifts going on in the family. Who doesn't have family rifts? Who doesn't have arguments? Jesus, excuse my language, I'll get struck down by lightning. I'm always having bloody arguments with my family. It's part of loving people, you know, or not loving people. Depends which way you look at it, really. But it's nothing to do with you that if they didn't get on, but to stop changing the words from maybe didn't get on to evil. Can you see how it works? Didn't like evil. Seriously, I'm going to need therapy.
You want to believe him when he says he doesn't know the Armchair Detective? Of course he knows the Armchair Detective. Members of my team have been talking to them for years. I don't. I always stay one step away. But of course we know what. We've been helping him for 2 years.
Ah, now there's an interesting point. See how he's sidestepping away? He did say in the past, this is how he does it slowly. In the past, he said, you know, I'm in touch with Ronnie. I've been helping the Watts with the 35C.
I'm now in direct contact with Chris Watts.
You know, we've been talking for in the next minute. He's asking for their email address live, which I find very strange because if you have spoken to somebody for 3 years, you probably have their email address. But anyway, I digress again. So he's there. I know Ronnie. I speak to Ronnie and Cindy. You know, I've been helping them with the 35C. We've been in touch for 3 years, when considering it wasn't 3 years. But so there you go. Embellishment again. I've forgotten what I was talking about. This is what happens. Remembered now what I was talking about. So he said, I don't, but my people do. My people have been in touch. That's the first little thing where he's stepping away from responsibility. Wasn't me. I've not been speaking to Chris. I've not been speaking to the Watts. My people have. He's preempting what's going to come. So by preempting what's going to come, he will then step back. It wasn't me. It was my people. They've been talking to Chris. It wasn't me. It was my people. They've been talking to the Watts and to Ronnie. Can you see? Can you see how much people's conversations, people's language, whether it be body language or what they say, gives away who they are? People don't notice it. See, only the people that maybe have researched this sort of stuff or been through this kind of stuff know what they're looking at. This is why all the truth channels, they know what they're looking at. Because for whatever reason, whatever they've experienced it, or they've researched it, or they've just got critical thinking, or they're just well-educated, good, empathic people, they see. But there's 1,000 different types of personalities in this world. And Armchair Detective is attracting the ones that maybe need to go to therapy with me. Because I'm losing the plot with all this. But you've got to look at what they say. The language of a human being is the default setting of what's inside them. However much they lie and they say what they say, they're giving themselves away every minute of the day. So there we go. You've just seen all this time. He's been saying he's in touch with the Watts, and then he's just said there, I'm not in touch with the Watts, my people are. He's preempting a future of having to back out of saying something. Then what he'll say is, no, I never said that. I never said that. And then what you do is you go back to the last video, and then you'll see him say, I haven't done it. It was my people. And you go, oh, right, yeah. You forget, if you don't watch the videos, you've got to watch the series. It's a series, isn't it? You've got to watch all the episodes to understand what's been going on. It's called Inconsistency. There's something what they call, it's called script consistency, where from one series to another you might see the man wearing a brown shirt and then the next one he's wearing a blue shirt. Well, the person who's supposed to be in charge of obviously wardrobe and how their hair's parted or what they start off, or whether they talk in the kitchen or the next minute they're in the living room, it's like, how did they get there? It's called script inconsistency. That's what narcissists do. It's basically where they'll say one thing, one video, let's put it with this one, and the next video they say something else. When you lie, you don't have that inner truth. They change their truth, their lies, their conversation, like they change their knickers. Let's move on before this gets into that territory.
It was a setup, right? They put them in the chat, pretending that Ronnie was there, and I was supposed to fall for it. Ronnie and Cindy are supposed to fall for it, and it wasn't the real ones. And they were hoping I was going to talk to him and that, and they thought, I have a fool that he's fallen for it.
Who's put them in the chat? They've put them in the chat. I'm supposed to have fallen for it. It's Ronnie. Who's put them in the chat? It was just some people who pretended to wind you up and put Cindy, nothing to do with bloody Kim or Ronnie. They put them in the chat. Another conspiracy theory. Who put them? See, because you don't answer comments, you delete your live comments, no one can have a two-way conversation with you. So if that was a conversation I was having with you right now, without being on a video, I could then say, hang on a minute, who said that? Who's they? Who put them in the chat? Who's they that put them in the chat? But because you're the one talking and nobody can reply or nobody can comment, ask you questions, you've got the floor. So you can say what you like and nobody can ask you questions. But I'm doing that now in this. Who's they? Kim? Shazam? The what's? They. Who is they? Armchair. Alan.
But I can tell you it's a setup, because if you listen to his interview, he said, "Oh, actually, no, I'm not on Chris Watch's. I'm not on the channel with Detective now. I'm sat here watching the football."
See, when you really look at what Alan's talking about, it's complete bull. He's just saying words. It's kind of like a word salad. Word salad is what psychopaths and sociopaths and a narcissist use to just kind of get themselves out of trouble. Is they'll just waffle talk about something. Before you know it, you think you've heard something, but then they don't really know what you've heard, but then you've just heard lots of words. So there he's saying that they set you up. Again, we don't know who they were. And then you're saying, see, this is why even I'm confused. This is all smoke and mirrors, Alan. Even I'm confused just trying to translate what you're talking about. Because then you mention him, oh, well, he wasn't on my live, was he? No, because he was watching the telly. You didn't actually say that was being done whilst you were live. And so that you can then use that to negate the fact that he's lying because he wasn't on your live because he was watching the telly. It's just something he was doing at the time when he was talking to Kim. But you see how you'll pick up on something and you'll narrate it into a story. Oh, well, it must have been done the other day. It wasn't done this week. It was done last week. And that's when I was doing the live. But he wasn't on the live, was he? Because he was watching telly. If you can understand what I've just said, you need a bloody medal. Because, Alan, that was a load of bullshit.
I wasn't even on at the time. So it's the night they were pretending to be in my chat. Was the night Watts said this. That's what he said. Oh, yeah, what's that? Am I on Armchair Detective? No, I'm sat here watching the football.
How do you know? How do you know this? How do you know that it was on the night? You've got to stop presuming. See, this is what your whole channel's about, presuming. And people are taken in by your presumptions. Their opinions, their presumptions, their perceptions, their projections. Oh, I need a cup of tea. These are everything that comes out of your mouth. There is no fact. There is no fact for anything. I'm going to spontaneously human combust. You're making up stories. You're making up timelines. You don't know when this thing was done. You don't know when Kim spoke to Ronnie on the phone. You don't know when he was watching the telly. It had nothing to do with the subscribers that were pretending to be Cindy and Ronnie in your chat. But no, you kind of want to make a story and you want to bring that in there and you want to bring that in there and you bring that in there. The subscribers are sitting at that. Oh, wow. And they're believing everything you say because they're not critical thinkers. Guys, please look at what he's saying. It doesn't make an ounce of bloody sense. He doesn't know anything. He's just presuming. It's all built on presumption. His whole channel is built on presumption, projection, perception, and opinion. That's it. No fact. There's not one fact in this whole reaction that he's had on Kim. Not one fact. Except the fact that Heather's real. But that doesn't make anything. It just means that she is a living person.
I don't want you. If you don't believe me, I don't want you.
Because I don't want my chat full of rubbish from some mad woman that says Shanann killed the children and her mate who dresses up as a dead Shanann. I don't want you talking about them. I don't want you on my channel.
You still haven't addressed the Ronnie conversation. I'm still waiting for you to talk about what Ronnie said. Now you're banning people who disagree with your narrative. See? Guys, are you watching this? He's now banning people who are confused and who don't understand. And this is why the only people that he tends to have on his channel are the yesers, the yay-sayers, that I agree, yes, yes. AD, we love you, you know. They're the only people that you have now, because you're deleting, you're blocking all the negative people. You're getting rid of anybody who's got critical thinking. You're getting rid of any kind of free speech. Now you're banning people from your channel and saying, look, go away, don't come back. If you want to believe Kim, who's friends with this dead Shazam person, then you go. This has got nothing to do with Kim or the Shazam woman. It's to do with what Ronnie said. You're still sidetracking, mate. You haven't even mentioned it. You're still sidetracking. Whatever Ronnie said has nothing to do with whether Kim's got a friend who doesn't like Shanann, or whether they've got a video of a mask on, or whether Kim's lying about this, or whether... Nothing. No. Stop embellishing. Stop pointing the beam of light at other people. Tell us. Tell us the truth. Ronnie said that you have never been contacting him, and he's not contacted you. He's never been on your program. Nothing. Please tell us, please. Stop pointing the fingers at everybody else. And stop saying Kim's lying. It wasn't Kim's conversation. It was Ronnie's conversation. Kim's lying, Kim's lying. It wasn't Kim's voice. It was Ronnie's voice, you knob. Oh my God, please stop. I can't do this.
I want you to go and sit with her and give her $20 for every question, but stay away from me. I don't want to hear any of you saying to me, I'm confused, I wonder if she's telling the truth. Because if you're wondering if she's telling the truth about me, you're going to wonder if she's telling the truth about Shanann killing the children.
Okay, so he's saying there, if you believe that she believes that Shanann... Okay, so he's saying there, if you believe that she believes that Shanann was drunk and killed the children, then it means that you believe everything else. Black and white thinking. Alan, we can believe one thing from one person and maybe not believe something else. See, people are grey. Alan, you just see in black and white. She's a liar. She lies about everything. That's a true person. I trust them. They're true. You can't do this. People watching your channel are confused, because if you've been watching this video from now, you'll probably see how confused I am. And I'm just trying to do a reaction video. I think there should be a reaction video on my reaction. But you can't tell your subscribers, if you believe her about this, that means you then believe her about the Shanann stuff, and you believe that she's talking about how Shanann was drunk and killed the children. So that means you stay off my channel. People can believe different things in different people. You know, just because one person, again, I've probably said this before, lies about one thing, it doesn't mean that they lie all the time, except for you. But anyway, it just means that maybe Kim has lied about certain things, or got things wrong in the past, or has got some perception or projection or opinions that aren't quite matching yours, and vice versa. Just means that you're both very confused and you've both got these issues that you really need to kind of address. That's another subject. But you can't go around banning people because they believe one thing that somebody said and then maybe don't believe the other things, because that's life. That's how we go through life. You know, if I turned around and said, I pulled a sickie from my salon, and then they saw me uptown drinking in a pub, are they going to think that every single thing that I've ever done in my life was a lie because I lied about pulling a sickie and going for a drink in the pub? No, it just means that I lied that one time. So Alan, stop. I'm still waiting to hear about Ronnie. Are you going to talk about Ronnie? What he said? Let's see.
I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't care about subscribers. Just go. I only want people on here who stand up for Shanann.
There's a great difference between opinion and free speech. Or for opinion, free speech. Or for it.
But you can't have your own facts, lady. You cannot pretend that Shanann killed the children as a fact.
Still waiting. Still waiting. You're still going on about Kim. You're still going on about Shanann. And you're still putting that beam of light onto somebody else. We're still waiting. Do you, Alan Vinnicome, have contact with the whats? Or do you not have contact with the whats? Please, stop banning people. You are a cult. If you do not agree with what I think, if you do not agree with what I say, you can leave. The good thing about having a forum, Alan, about having a channel, and that's why I like it, is sometimes that you can have conversations with people. Yes, you've got to stop running the world. You've got to stop trying to control. It must be so hard for you. You must wake up in the morning with a bit of a stress head, thinking, God, I'm going to have to control more people today. I don't know how you do it. It's hard enough. Anyway, let's continue.
Because it's not a damn fact. Don't present it as a fact. Have an opinion, yes. But you people that go with it, I'm disgusted. That some of my people, what I've read in chat tonight, I'm disgusted. You're actually thinking and believing it.
People are confused, Alan. People are very confused now because there is absolute truth on her channel that Ronnie's voice spoke up and said they've never been in touch with you and Chris has never been in touch with you. If you can't see that that's a confusing thing for a lot of people, there is something seriously mentally disorderly wrong with you. That is a very confusing thing. You to be telling your subscribers one thing, that you are in touch with Chris, you've been helping the Watts for the last 3 years, and next minute Ronnie Watts comes on another channel and says, no, we're not in touch with Alan Vinnicome. I've not been on his show. You're using Kim's lies, Kim's persona, Kim's channel to project your hate for, and anybody who now is confused is frowned upon. It is a confusing thing when one person says one thing and then you go and say, no, it's a lie. Kim's lying. No. Kim's not lying. Are you saying that? Do you mean Ronnie's lying? Because you haven't said yet that Ronnie's lying. You said Kim's lying. Kim, Shazam, Kim. It's all been about Kim. But please, let's try and address what Ronnie said. Let's see if we... I'm waiting. Let's see if he says anything about Ronnie.
I would go and... I don't want you here. I don't need subscribers that much. I don't need anybody here that's backing her. I don't want you here. I don't even want you here if you're not sure. She blatantly says Shanann killed the children and she was drunk and she come off on an earlier plane. Why would I want to speak to you? Why would I answer to you? Shanann is innocent. Hashtag. Can we keep it at that?
We know Shanann is innocent. I'm still waiting. Ronnie, hello. Armchair. We're still waiting for you to talk about Ronnie. Oh my God.
After the night, I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about her anymore. I'm doing this tonight because the chat was full of your crap. Trying to believe her. Say, oh, I don't know. Is he?
Are you lying? When have I lied to you?
Did I just hear that? Let me just repeat that. I'll just repeat that.
When have I lied to you?
Yep. That's definitely what I heard. When have I lied to you? Go back and watch the beginning. When have I lied to you? Escorts, MFI, FBI. I don't drink, but he's always drinking. Fake text, death threat to yourself. I mean, there's tons of lies. So stop pointing your finger at Kim's one lie and going on and on about this Shannon situation. You really are trying to get the beam of light off you. When have I lied to you? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Come out of your... No, there's been more ridiculous things than that, sorry.
Blair is real. Cadell, oh, she's not real. She ain't got real letters. I saw the letters. All the letters are real. She's now printed them. You've seen them. Cadell is real with real letters. Blair is real with real... Chrissy is real with real letters. Chrissy speaks to Cindy all the time. I showed you a screenshot. So, Chrissy is real. Cindy tells Chrissy, don't go with Dylan. You can't be trusted. Until you need Dylan, and then Dylan is great. Dylan might kill you. Dylan might kill you, Chrissy. Stay away from him. Oh, Dylan...
Oh, Alan. Stop going on about the people that you've proved to be existing. Whether they're right, that's another thing. But again, all you keep doing is going, look what I've done that's right. If you have an argument with a narcissist, they'll bring up the past. Look what I did for you last week. Can you remember that time I took you to Paris in 1985? I bought you a candy floss at the circus in, what was it, 1967 when we first met. How can you think this lie of me? Do you know what? I mean, come on, please, talking about all these people that you've had in your well, Chrissy was real, and Chrissy talked to Chris, and then Chrissy was this, and then Chrissy apparently broke her arms, but was there doing this with both hands, which I found quite interesting. You know, Dylan this and Chrissy that and Cadell. I'm sorry. Stop talking about all the things that you've done that are good, all the people that have maybe come out that were true, that weren't fake. Still has nothing to do with Ronnie, what Ronnie said. Still waiting.
Chrissy, stay away from him. Oh, Dylan's great. He's wrote these letters that he doesn't want anything to do with Chrissy. Ronnie's saying, oh, good old Dylan, he doesn't want anything to do with Chrissy.
You just said, Ronnie says, good old Dylan, he doesn't want anything to do with Chrissy. You are quoting somebody's sentence. Again, you're embellishing and you're lying. You just said to people, I don't lie. Just the tone of your voice can change the context of what someone said. The ambiguous tone, the intent, you can change. And this is where Alan is the puppet master. Because you can say a sentence in 3 different ways, and that sentence can mean 3 different things. And that's how narcissists thrive. But a sentence can say so many different things depending on how it's said. Good old Dylan, he doesn't want anything to do with Chrissy. And you're just portraying Ronnie there as being gleeful that no, he didn't. He just said it in a sentence. God, Alan, you are a fuckwit.
Who's the good person? Dylan or Chrissy? Professional criminal or a child psychologist? Ah, Dylan, he's great. You don't want nothing to do with that Syndigo anymore. And you people in my chat are cozying up to it. I don't believe it. And I don't like it. And I think you should go with her. On a fantasy world. On a cray-cray.
You're the one with the fantasy world. You know, you've spent the last 15 minutes in this video denying, projecting. You've basically thrown everything into another direction. You've blamed everybody else. You've directed. You're a puppet master. You're only allowing people now into your channel who agree with everything you say. That's a cult, Alan. You're turning into a cult because you need to have people with different opinions to have a decent conversation. But you're being such a puppet master that you only have and you only want the people in your channel that agree with you. That's really bad. You know, and I'm trying so hard to support subscribers, but I'm finding it very, very difficult because the amount of channels and the amount of videos out there with proof of your fake and your lies and your scamming, I don't understand why subscribers can still say, oh, why are you getting thumbed down, AD? I don't understand all the thumbs. I saw that the other day and I was like, wow, you really aren't on this planet. You know, I am finding it very, very difficult to be supportive to the subscribers that after this amount of time, after this amount of videos that are out there with the amount of proof that AD, Armchair Detective, Alan Vinnicome is a scammer, that you are still saying, oh, we love you, AD, we think you're amazing, you're going to crack this case. The case has been cracked. All he's doing is he's making characters, he's using the theme, he's using the story of what happened to Shanann and the kids to make up his story. It's like, and he thinks he's going to be famous. And if you want to continue, fine, go for it. Just keep on watching him. It doesn't matter. But we make these videos for people that maybe are slightly more critical thinking, who don't want to be scammed. And that's what we're here for. It's like the Emperor's New Clothes. Everybody just sees this man sitting there talking about this, the biggest crime that we're confused by. We want to know and understand the human brain. And he is manipulating people. And he is a cult. And he is just literally only wanting the people that will believe his narrative. That's disgusting. He's still not saying. He's still saying. I'm so confused, guys. Please, I hope you're still with me.
Madness train. Lana. That's where you belong, not in here with me. That only leaves Chris Watts. Believe it or not, Ronnie, you're not in Chris Watts's cell. You're not even in Chris Watts's prison.
And neither are you, Alan Vinnicome. What gives you the right to think that you have got more control, more communication, more direct contact through emails you're getting, through call links that are going to a woman called Heather, who has her own issues, who are then coming to you, third person. And yet Ronnie is Chris's father, who probably talks to him most days on a telephone. Why did you keep making up this shit show, these stories? You have no right. You're no better off, and you're no more in a position to know what's going on in Chris's head than anybody. Shanann lived with Chris for fucking years, man, and didn't understand what's going on in that man's head. Now, AD, you come along and you think you know it all. You don't. Leave the Rzuceks alone.
Chris, what's it? You're frigging miles away. How the hell do you know who he speaks to? Chris, do you speak to
that armchair detective?
Okay, that's enough. No, you don't do impressions of people. You are the most disgusting man I've ever... one of the most disgusting men I've ever known in my life. Oh, not known, thank God. Do you know, you're in the UK and you're going on about saying he's miles away from Chris. Oh my God, somebody give me some strength. I need some gin. You're further away. Can you not see how stupid you sound? Don't do impressions of people. Don't do impressions of Ronnie Watts. You know, Ronnie might be the father of the man that murdered that family, but Ronnie and Cindy, whatever people think of them, you know, they are and have been stuck in this nightmare now for whatever how many years. And then you come along and make it worse. But obviously I do feel sorry more for the Rzuceks because they've lost sort of 4 beautiful people. And you are still milking it and wringing out as much money as you possibly can. And also, can I just ask you something, Alan? Not that you're going to answer it, but anyway, in my dreams or nightmares. I know you're friends with Robbie. Is it true that Robbie is actually being mod or spanner or whatever this came on her channel? Why are you still doing ridiculous live videos with Save Robbie if Save Robbie's on her channel being mod spanner? That confuses me. Where's your loyalty? Where's his loyalty? See, isn't it funny how you're still pally with Robbie even though he's on her channel? You're telling all your subscribers to go away. I don't want to know you. Stay off my channel. I don't want to hear you. Go away if you like her. If you're confused, stay away from my channel. There you've got one of your buddies, your YouTube buddy, on her channel. Tell me if I'm wrong down in the comments, because if I'm wrong, I'll say sorry. But as far as I know, this is how the money grabbing things go. Because you still need Robbie, and Robbie still needs you. Yet Robbie's loyalty is obviously somewhere else as well. But how come you haven't told Robbie to stay out of your life? But you've told all your subscribers that have created your channel to stay away from you if they have anything to do with Kim. It's all very confusing, isn't it? I'm confused. We're all very confused. And your subscribers are confused as well. I would have thought you'd have told Robbie to go and jog on. Put this in your pipe and smoke it.
No, Dad. You wouldn't like it.
You know he's speaking to Blair, because his mother's told you. He's told you her real name. So you know he's speaking to Blair. I don't speak to Chris, Blair does. I got it all right. Chris talks to me through Blair, because I'm in England. Right? I think we're all on the same page now.
I've just proven it, that's it.
Okay.
Thank God for that. It's an hour-long video. I'm going to have to do some editing on this. I'm exhausted. You know, you really have to stop twisting the narrative, flipping the script, denying, projecting. I mean, it's just, I don't know how you get up in the morning and you can get through the day, because these lies are exhausting me. I always get exhausted at the end of video. You notice when I've done a video of Alan, I'm like drained. My last video that I did, I needed to lie down for an hour in a dark room. But there still was no... Still didn't get anywhere, did we? I don't know. See, that's the trouble when you get to the end of a conversation with a narcissist. You look back and you think, huh? And you're confused for a few more minutes, and then you go, whatever. And that's what they rely on. So what he's done that whole conversation thing and hoped that at the end of it, you know, some shit has kind of sapped into your brain, and maybe you just thought, oh, okay then. And, you know, he puts on that sad face and he does that voice that makes you feel like you want to punch him. But, you know, did we get anywhere with that? I still can't pinpoint if he actually mentioned. No, he didn't. He literally just span it, didn't he? He just span it on his head and just literally span a whole tale about who's who and who's done what, and I've done this and I'm great. And then he said, right, that's it, we're done, are we? Right, good, I'm glad we're all done and we're all sorted, we're on the same page. No, we're not on the same page, Alan. Far from the same page. You're still a nutter. You still need taking off YouTube. You still need to leave the Rzuceks alone. And you need to stop lying, and you need to just take some responsibility for the shit that you put out on your channel. And Blair, can I just give something message to you? You know, you've got to stop copywriting people and sending out letters and all that crap, because you are Blair Anonymous, and an anonymous person like Outlaw Outback said. Outback, Outlaw, Outlaw, Outback. Sorry, mate, got your name wrong. You know, you've got to stop doing that, because you haven't got any stuff on your channel. You included yourself in this shit show. You wanted your 10 minutes of fame from being on a show that's just full of crap, and now you're covered in crap and you're complaining about it. Tough. Guys, I don't know if you've got anything from this video. You know the reason I do them? Even though I'm tired now, it gets something out of me, because I can't stand injustice in this world, and I never have. And I've got a platform and a big mouth, so I'm going to use it. So I do hope that maybe, you know, we learned something, which is still Alan's a scammer. Love you all. Take care. Bye.